I'm on the drug, I'm on the drug, I'm on the drug to kill River Phoenix. I'm on the drug, I'm on the drug, I'm on the drug to kill River Phoenix.
I saw his body thrashing round.
Ronnie Labrassi from TISM here, and look, I'd like to say to the boys from NME, you know, just cool it a little bit, you know, because you've got that cultural cringe. You know, no holds barred with us boys from TISM, you know. It's about time you English critics came out and said what you really thought about Australian bands instead of glorifying us like you know, like you did with Jimmy Barnes.
Hillary had Everest in his veins, Armstrong did moon was not the same. Heroes explore to give us hope, River pushed back the envelope.
Obviously Liam, he's a smart chap too. I mean, you know, intelligence is the first thing you think of when you see Liam.
Actually, Noel and Liam might be looking for a position in the rock industry, given that the Oasis is looking a bit dodgy, and we'd like to invite them if you want to try out. You know, we've got a position in the band available.
You'll have to, you know, obviously load out at the end of the show.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Actually, I also, Noel, I've got a great idea for a lyric. It goes something along these lines. Step inside the eye of your mind, don't you know that you'll find a better place to play? Now, I think that that little couplet there, that obviously has so much meaning. I mean, it's obviously written about a real situation. It's obviously written with a, you know, a certain amount of empathy for the characters involved. It's got a beautiful narrative strain to it.
It's nice.
I think, you know, it reminds one greatly of Philip Hodgins' Dispossessed, the a great piece of Australian work that, you know, you English people would be very familiar with, seeing as you know,
you read up,
you downgrade your own things and you know, constantly pay homage to what Australians do.
Yep.
You know, that's a beautiful couplet, and you know, I don't need any, you know, I don't need it, so you're quite welcome to have it, Noel.
Yeah, yeah. Though if you want to just stick to the maraca playing, we're open to that as well. You know, mind you, we do a bit of flying, Noel, so you'll have to get on the plane at the airports.
No, we won't talk about Oasis. Let's talk about Gazza.
Gazza, yes, Gazza. Yeah, he's another one that, he's a level-headed bloke, isn't he, Gazza?
He is, yeah.
He's a guy that, what I like best about his style of living off the field and his style of play on the field is humility. I think that's the word that sums up Gazza, and intelligence.
Well, yes,
you know,
that's
and
right.
intelligence, you know.
Yes.
He could write lyrics for Oasis, he's that intelligent.
You know, there's a lot of people who say that the English are a race of football hooligans. Well, I'd like to say that Gazza is a prime example of that not being the case. I mean, there is a very literate man, you know, almost as literate as Eric Cantona, and, you know, obviously deeply involved in his own, you know, philosophising about man's condition, and this comes out in his style of play. You know, those tears that he cried at the end of the 1990 World Cup, they were tears for everybody. They were tears for the deeper, the cooling universe.
That's right.
And
Gazza is the nigger of the world.
Well,
I
he is,
think,
that's
you know,
right.
He has a sense of suffering, a sense of empathy with us all, you know. And look, Gazza, Ron Labrassi from TISM here, and I'd like to invite you personally along to our gigs in London at the Meat Fiddler, where I promise you I will hurt you very much by headbutting you. Can you bring you and all your soccer hooligan mates, and let me show you a little bit of good old Aussie brawn, because I think vaguely, underneath that strong male exterior, your sexuality is very suspect, mate, because we Aussies don't cry, alright? And I don't believe any of that. But what I don't like about your latest work, Gazza, is the way that you're using the assonance in his latest sonnets, you know, that use of assonance to reflect the dispirited nature of the slowly cooling entropic universe. It's been done before by Philip Larkin in his famous poem, This Be the Verse.
That's
you know?
right, yes. Larkin, of course, scored the winner at Wembley against Scotland.
And he went straight to the change rooms and wrote those famous lines, your parents fuck you up. Yes, they do. They give you some faults of their own. They're out of you just for you.
The guy who slagged the football team, those jobs were not for him. He turns into a real estate agent who believes in discipline.
I know that you people obviously are aware of the work of Nick Cave and Kylie Minogue, but perhaps you're not aware that you know, one of them is in fact an underground legend, and one of them is quite laughable in our country. I mean, I think we've got it worked out, and you people really need to sort of look at your situation. I mean, quite clearly, Nick Cave is attempting to hang on to the the coattails of Kylie in order to get some kind of alternative cred. And we're here to say, well, I'm sorry, but that's just not the way it's seen in Australia. Nick Cave is a fluffy pop idol in Australia, and if you want real credibility, Kylie Minogue's what it's all about. So if you'd like to sum up where TISM stand in the Nick Cave Kylie Minogue axis, I certainly feel that
we're more towards your Danny Minogue.
Well, we certainly are. Yes, that's right.
Danny has eschewed both the traditional narrative structure and also pop melodic sensibility for her gritty film noir art pieces that are so popular now in the New York ghettos of New York, it'd be in.
Yeah.
Break the stop sign. Break the stop sign.
I'm very much looking forward, Humphrey, to meeting some of the esteemed English rock journalists that I know I've admired for years and years. I want to meet the journalist that asked David Silva in NME, I think it was, what is the meaning of time?
Yes.
Now, they've gripped the inner core, I think, of rock music by asking someone that. Silvan's answer, 20 past 11, probably wasn't on the level that the NME journalist was asking for, but they're a real bunch of people at the NME. Can you imagine them sitting around at morning tea, And it'll
what then is time? They'd be saying to each other, wouldn't they?
Yes, and then they'd have these latest crazes running through the canteen, It'll be like donuts with icing on one week, and they'd all say, oh, the donut with icing, possibly redefining what it means to be a donut in modern London, and then next week,
it's the new donut with icing, it's the rise of the
Brit donut. Brit donut. That's right. It would be the new Brit donut. But then a week later, someone would ask for a Brit donut. They would go, oh, Brit donut.
That's right.
You don't want the Brit donut. You'd want the coffee scroll.
Or you'd have the post donut.
Post
donut.
Yeah, that'd be from North, wouldn't it? That'd be the people up in Manchester into getting into post donut. Dropping a bit of D, and listen to post donut.
Let's form a company. Let's do it now. Let's form a company.
I'd like to unreservedly apologise to Flea from his band called
the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers, because we've insulted Flea. Flea's been on the press here in Australia and also the press in England saying that our song about his mate, his dear friend River, was something that upset him very much. And yes, we're very wrong about writing a song about River, who was a fine man, a fine artist. He was a leading exponent of drum and bass. He was also at the intelligent end of the drum and bass movement. And the Chili Peppers with their dongs hanging out and the bloody flames on the top of their head, and they're meant to be this aggro rock band, and suddenly I've said scones instead of scones at the dinner party that he's throwing. Christ almighty, I thought this was rock and roll, mate. I thought we were playing drum and bass here. Hardcore drum and bass.
Mind you, I do agree with you.
Oh, so do I,
It's shocking what we did.
No, we made a lot of money from it.
Yeah, we're idiots. People seem to think that our song about River Phoenix is actually, a bit of a slag off, but I don't think that really they realise where we're really coming from. I mean, it's jealousy. That's the bottom line with that song. We obviously feel that River Phoenix is the kind of guy that we always wanted to be, and look at us now. I mean, we'll never get there. We were never good looking enough at school. We were never intelligent enough. Into the fast lane living. No, I'm sorry. In fact, we were actually, we'd be the types that be not allowed in to the
Viper Club.
The Viper Club. We'd be outside. They'd be saying members only night tonight.
Yeah, that's the only glimpse we could get of River Phoenix was him convulsing outside on the pavement, because that's the only place we are in relationship to the Viper Club. That's out on the pavement. You know?
Exactly.
One more freaking American dead. It can't be all bad. Now, English journalists are probably thinking, what can we expect from TISM, this Australian band? And I think you should think Andre. I think you should think Peter Andre. You can tell just by looking at us that we've got an Andre approachability, don't you think?
Andre-esque.
Yeah.
If you want hard, you go see Peter Andre.
Yep.
I mean,
there he was, growing up in Summer Bay, and it's a tough place, Summer Bay, but a tough, hard place. You know the Summer Bay kiss? Boom! Does your mother sew, you know? They've had people from Glasgow down Summer Bay running back to their punsy Scottish northern city saying those blokes from Summer Bay, including Peter Andre, they're too tough for me.
Well,
he's a hard man.
Right. That's right.
You have an argument about who's got the bigger colour TV. You have an argument about should I be investing in that particular real estate portfolio. That's the sort of tough, hard sort of people they have at Summer Bay. And Andre came up through the ranks, you know. He's confronting. That's what I think about Andre's music, you know. He certainly is bass and drums. He's also intelligent. His music's not bad either. He was big here, but I think a lot of the people here were discouraged by his nihilism, you know, his depressing view of life.
That's right,
you know? Something that probably we in TISM don't share. That's where us and Andre depart, because we've got a far more cheerful attitude to life, to our own sexuality, you know. Like, Andre struggles with his sense of self, with his penis problem, and with his hard... his hard, unrelenting, grinding relationship to women. Rather like Philip Roth, you know. Philip Roth for years has had a Janus-faced attitude to the female form, which I think Andre has had, you know, whereas, well, I think we're far more straightforward about it.
Well, obviously, yeah, I mean, you know, we're in it for the girls, and I think that's, you know, where we depart from the Andre-esque. We're obviously, you know, the parking meter attendants of rock. We're here to bring rock down to our level, and you know, if you thought Milli Vanilli were you know, exciting, well, you certainly haven't seen anything yet as far as TISM is concerned.
They haven't seen anything yet as far as TISM is concerned, because we haven't been there. Hey, London, England, what's this? Christopher Reeve's workout video.